I'm so worried about Aunt May. I hope she's okay. She will be! It's okay, because I know the truth. She's gonna become Carnage. Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. It's Spectacular Saturday. You know what that means, guys. It's time for us to continue the Spectacular Spider-Man. This is Season 1, Episode 12, Intervention. Makes a lot of sense because Peter needs it. Now, what happened in the last episode? Not much. Not much. Obviously, so much. Holy shit. It starts off with the formation of the Sinister fucking Six. Oh my gosh. Great lineup. Fantastic all around. Obviously some issues here and there because, like I was mentioning in the last episode, villains working together doesn't really go well. Doesn't really work out well because they all had different things they wanted to accomplish. They have different motives, all that kind of stuff. So obviously it wasn't going to work. But ultimately, Doc Ock got them all to kind of, hey, look, we need to work together to take out Spider-Man. Then we can go after all this other stuff. Like, we'll get to it. Don't worry about it. Like, he was good with his words. On top of that, we have the symbiote now integrating itself more with Peter, and people pointing out certain phrases and how Peter was talking about us, we, like, you know, him and the symbiote really gelling together. And then the last fight in the episode, it's been a long day. The symbiote takes control of Peter's body while he's asleep. He doesn't even realize it, and the symbiote is just wrecking shop, destroying the Sinister Six. And then people pointed out, since Doc Ock referenced he was going to tear off Peter's new symbiote suit, his new suit, he was going to rip it off. The symbiote was going to kill Doc Ock because Doc Ock specifically threatened and referenced the suit, which is the symbiote. So the symbiote decided to almost kill him and really fight back even harder. But the symbiote was doing stuff that was just really crazy, and I don't know how Peter was not awake, or he didn't even wake up in the middle of this. I have no idea. But it just goes to show that Peter's not in control. And then he even saw in the paper where he's like, I don't remember these pictures. I don't remember doing this, because he was asleep. He's like, but why does it matter? I get paid for the pictures. We take down the bad guys. And then Aunt May had a heart attack. He had no idea until the end of the episode that she had a heart attack. She wasn't home like he thought she was. And then Mary Jane had to come and tell him at the very end, and he was like, what? And then it cuts. Like, yeah, because you're an idiot. So that's why I'm assuming it's called intervention, because clearly he is not paying attention to the most basic things. His aunt is in the hospital, had a heart attack, and he had no idea. Because he's so wound up in everything else, he needs to understand there's more to life than the symbiote, which he's now grown so attached to now. And at the end, like, he didn't care that he wasn't even aware this fight went down. It didn't matter. So he needs it. So let's get into the episode, guys. I'm really excited. I'm loving the hell out of this show. Thank you guys so much for pushing me to watch the show, because if not, I probably would never gotten to it, or at least not right now. I probably would have got to him way, way later. Who knows? But anyways, guys, here we go. Episode 12, Intervention. Let's go. Yeah, that's not the Peter we know.
May Parker, room 204. Eddie, why are you? Because I still remember what a great lady she is. Why would you be here?
Damn. Oh. Man, the tension. Right away. Right away.
Yes. But you shouldn't treat this lightly, either of you.
We won't. Thanks, Doc.
Well, she might treat it differently than he would, but I mean, it's intense.
Sorry I wasn't here sooner. Peter?
It's just weird seeing him wearing that black shirt. It's obviously the symbiote, but it's like,
How are you? How's your aunt? Petey.
he probably doesn't want to deal with this right now.
Wait, you all know?
I spelled tiger. We're just trying to be your friends.
Yeah, well, unless my friends are prepared to pony up some cash, they can keep their help.
What? What an ass. Peter, what the fuck, man?
We don't need friends. We need money. And more than that skinflint Jameson.
It's completely Venom now. He's completely Venom. Holy shit.
That job offer's still on the table.
God damn it, Peter.
Fight no crime for 1 week. You have dispensation that a supervillain endangers public safety, but no ordinary crime. Deal?
Deal.
What in the fuck, man? That is not a good deal at all.
Harry's in Europe.
Is he really in Europe, though? I don't think
You
so.
like Pete a lot, don't you?
Yes, she does.
Yes, I get it. You and Pete, you've always been just
Mm-hmm.
friends.
Yeah.
It's hard to risk that.
It
But if that's not
is,
what you
but
want, girlfriend,
she does, yes.
You'll have to step up.
That's really risking it, because anybody could have seen him do that. Oh, hello.
Bro! We're tired of your whining.
Hey, what's this now?
Nothing? Nothing? Damn.
Permanently. She and Brock can attend a Pete's such a disappointment dance together.
Oh, shit.
To that,
That's a...
anyone who
Oh,
thinks you're a jerk attend.
Don't
Hello.
push me, Eugene. I'm not in the mood. Flash Thompson's making sense. Something must be seriously wrong. Why did I blow off my friends?
because the symbiote is changing you, and you need to get rid of it. You're becoming Venom. You're fucking Venom right now.
Wait, we need each other. Stop. No, move your...
Interesting. He's hearing himself speak, but it's the symbiote.
In anger, you sought to hurt us.
What the hell?
Instead, you've made us stronger. We shall demonstrate.
What's going on is you're late for school, kiddo, and we can't have that.
Aw, really?
Uncle Ben?
Really?
You're here. You're all right.
I'm fine, Peter.
Yeah.
Gotta get you out the door so I can get to work.
Forget work. You're back. We're a family again. Can't we just sit for a second?
He doesn't realize this is a memory.
Both.
And you can tell us
Oh,
later, kiddo.
you gotta go.
Don't go. The field trip.
The origin.
Field trip.
Exactly, the field trip, the origin.
Collection of spiders.
This time I have to stop it.
Why?
Then everything can go back to the way it's supposed to.
Oh, okay, I see. Yep, it's gotta happen.
And I'm climbing.
How is no one seeing this? I'm sorry, I'm just breaking the wall of logic here by going, how is no one seeing him climbing up a building like this? Yoo-hoo!
Hey, no signature, no cash. I told you there were cash.
That's how they get you. Don't sign the contract. No cash.
Stop.
Yeah, okay. I see exactly what they're doing here.
Hey, May. That face.
Mm-hmm. You let him get past you.
The world took him away from us. The world takes everything we love.
Jesus.
There's no one you can trust, Peter Parker. Make our bond permanent.
No.
Together, nothing can stop us.
This is good. This is good.
Wanted will be ours.
Hold up there, kiddo.
Ben. We don't need you anymore, old man.
Too bad. I went through exactly the same thing at your age.
No.
Not exactly. No.
Point is, you're changing. With great power, there must also come great responsibility.
I love that. I love that.
What good do they do? It can't be you. It can't.
It is.
This proves your point.
Wait. Watch him
He-
take
he-
his vengeance.
Yeah. Exactly.
But he wouldn't approve.
Mm-hmm.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yes. Yes.
No girl, no real friends. None, that is, can save us.
I beg to differ.
I beg to differ.
I'm not alone in this, and I am not giving up who I am.
Exactly.
One with the ooze. You cannot reject who
Ooze.
you already are.
Go get him, kiddo.
Peter Parker. Body,
Holy crap. That's awesome.
father struggling.
Fighting back. Here we go. Here we go. Ooh. Breaking out. He's breaking out. Holy crap.
Anytime, kiddo. I'm always here.
That was so cool they had him in the episode.
This isn't over. But we're just no good together.
It's no good.
Consider yourself dumped.
That was awesome. That was cool. Cool transition from Venom, essentially, to Spider-Man.
Satisfaction seeing me beaten. Spider-Man? No!
He's trying to kill it.
Sorry. But if you
Trust
know
me.
how dangerous,
You don't want that.
you're alive.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Don't open the door. He will, though, but... Oh, boy.
Do you hate the spider?
The voice has changed. I like it.
We have much to show.
Oh, my God. Showing that he's Spider-Man to Eddie. Holy fuck. Oh, shit.
He's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Why didn't I see
I
it
cannot
before?
believe that happened.
I don't have
Holy
two
shit.
I have one.
Mm-hmm.
One enemy. We will have our desire.
Venom.
We will have vengeance.
It has officially happened, ladies and gentlemen. Venom is here. Holy shit. This episode. I'm so glad that it ended with, of course, the reveal that Eddie bonds with the symbiote. But not only that, the symbiote reveals to Eddie who Peter actually is. Who Spider-Man is, who Peter is. They're one and the same. He has one enemy. Holy shit. And then Venom at the end. So good. So good. And I noticed this too. The voice of the symbiote changed when it was talking to Eddie. Because the symbiote's voice was Peter's. It was a little bit lower, but it was Peter Parker, essentially. But it was speaking as the symbiote. The symbiote was speaking as Peter. But in this, it was like, it didn't sound like Eddie. It sounded like a symbiote. Like I said, like it's just a different voice. So that was interesting. But now, they've been building this up. Now Eddie knows everything, essentially. He knows everything. And it's so crazy because I for some reason, I just wasn't thinking that was going to happen. It makes the most sense because it adds more to the stakes. It adds more to the intensity of the storyline that Eddie knows. Oh my God. So, intervention with the title. We'll get back to Eddie. We'll get back to Eddie in a second because it actually ties into the hospital stuff. Because I want to talk about the build-up over time. So, in terms of Eddie and against Peter. So, with the intervention title, I was thinking maybe it's an intervention with Gwen and Mary Jane because he's acting like an ass and everything. Like Peter's become a different person, obviously with the symbiote. And that was not the case at all. The intervention was actually the symbiote trying to lure Peter to accept the symbiote. Join us together. And Uncle Ben, Ed Asner, who unfortunately recently passed away, the voicing Uncle Ben was phenomenal in voicing Uncle Ben. And he went to that classic line, with great power comes great responsibility. But he said it a little bit differently in the car, but then Peter said it again the correct way. But it was still phenomenal. And having Uncle Ben and the symbiote fight essentially each other, but not really fight, but kind of showing two sides of, basically Peter's life, essentially, because the symbiote was trying to show Peter everything leading up to the point of where they joined together, where the origin of Peter, in terms of him going to the lab, the spider bite, he actually was trying to prevent it. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen, because he's having visions, and he's reliving the memories of waking up. Uncle Ben's there, and then, okay, that's kind of setting up. Uncle Ben's going to come in and try to show Peter that you're actually becoming the man that you need to be, you want to be, because you actually showed mercy and didn't actually kill the guy who took my life. Showing that you're actually better, because that's what I raised you to be, because, Peter is a good person, and Uncle Ben helped him get to that point, and helping him understand what it means to be a hero, what it means to be a good person. And it was so cool to see the back and forth, because the symbiote was trying to say, everyone has abandoned us. Like, it's better this way. If we're together, we are together. And Uncle Ben's like, I beg to differ. There's a lot of people that have been there for Peter and supportive, and it's not all doom and gloom like the symbiote is suggesting. Now, the one aspect is Eddie, because they've been building this since the beginning of the show in terms of Eddie's issues with Peter for taking photographs of the lizard during that whole sequence where Peter left, but he went to go take pictures and everything of the lizard. Of course, Dr. Connors fighting Spider-Man himself, and they just been slowly building up where Eddie tried to forgive him at one point, and then to get back to the craziness of where he's so mad at Peter. And in this episode, they got into a little bit of a tussle. in the middle of the episode where Peter slammed up against the wall and said, "Get out of here." Like, it's pretty intense stuff. It's all because Aunt May's in the hospital due to the heart attack, and Peter is worried, and of course she's not. Aunt May's never worried, but she should be. It's okay. But it was interesting to see the whole intervention portion of it, because it was cool to see the origin of it, and then seeing where they were literally, and I don't have an issue with it, they were pulling specifically based on the shooting of it and how they were going about, not the shooting of Uncle Ben, the shooting of, like, showing you certain frames and certain sequences leading up to everything where Uncle Ben dies and the whole wrestling match, whatever. Raimi Spider-Man films, of course, but and the clock tower and everything, like, it was, and I know in the comics they've done iterations of this kind of stuff, but I was just thinking back on the Raimi stuff, because I was like, man, that's really close to Raimi stuff, and maybe that was the kind of the homage they were doing, I'm not sure, but it really felt like that. But regardless, the way they were going about it was very interesting, because Peter realized, this is the same man that I let go, because I didn't get paid, so I wouldn't sign a contract, but he ultimately made the decision, like I was saying a little bit earlier, he showed mercy, and he knew Uncle Ben wouldn't approve of that if he would have actually pushed him off, and he would have died. But Uncle Ben ultimately showing the way, and how Uncle Ben was, like, it was so good, because I just didn't know what to expect. I had a completely different thinking of what intervention meant in terms of the title. I'm glad that I was wrong, okay? I'm glad that I was so wrong about that. So Peter's being an ass. He goes to school, and he's getting people that coming up to him, trying to be helpful and trying to be there for him, and this is the symbiote talking, because he's wearing a black shirt, but it's actually the symbiote as a shirt, and he was saying, if my friends can't give me money because I have a huge hospital bill, then I don't want their help, or whatever. It's like, God, this is such a terrible response. That's terrible, Peter. You're an asshole, literally. My God. Man, I don't know, because the next episode is the season finale. Season 1 finale. I don't know what's going to happen. They referenced again Harry, saying Harry's in Europe. He's not in Europe. If he actually is, he's not there on, like, a little bit of a vacation or a getaway. Something's going on with that. I don't know. Maybe they'll tease it at the end of maybe next episode, or Harry will come back or something. I don't know. We have a lot going on, because Aunt May's still in the hospital, for at least as far as, yeah. And so maybe she'll be out in the next episode. But Eddie knows, and Eddie's Venom now, so yeah. Also, the symbiote, more so than Peter, the symbiote, try to start a deal with Tombstone to not stop crime for a week to prove a point, and then we can start working together. So, obviously, Peter's going to go back on that. He has to, right? He can't accept that. He can't. It was really cool to see the flashback stuff and kind of the symbiote side of stuff in black and white. A little bit of a different aesthetic of it. I thought it was pretty cool. But, yeah, this was intense. This was an intense episode, and I feel like they are ramping up to something probably fantastic. I mean, the show has always been fantastic. Like, every episode has really been a roller coaster and some intense moments, some big reveals, and so now it's like, just give me more. Just give me more. We have, one more episode this season, then we'll jump to season 2, and then unfortunately it's over, but at least we've had this journey, we've had this journey. I can't complain about that too much. I really can't. So what do you guys think of this episode? What were some of your favorite parts? Overall, it was just emotional. Love the drama in it, and I love the action between Spider-Man and the symbiote Spider-Man, and how he fully integrated. He was actually becoming Venom. Like, the suit was completely almost Venom with him wearing it towards the end there. But yeah, so here we are. Venom versus Spider-Man. I'm guessing in the next episode it has to happen, right? I mean, literally, he knows everything now. Eddie knows, so it has to happen. I'm guessing. We'll see. So, like I was saying, guys, whatever thoughts you have, let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.